The American Civil War, fought from 1861 to 1865, remains the bloodiest conflict in the history of the United States. It was a war of brother against brother, tearing the nation apart over the deep-rooted issues of slavery and states' rights. The election of Abraham Lincoln in 1860, who opposed the expansion of slavery, triggered the secession of 7 southern states. These states formed the Confederate States of America, electing Jefferson Davis as their president and seizing federal property. The war officially began on April 12, 1861, when Confederate forces fired upon Fort Sumter in Charleston Harbor. Lincoln called for 75,000 volunteers to suppress the rebellion, prompting 4 more states, including Virginia, to secede. Both sides expected a short war, but the First Battle of Bull Run shattered those illusions with a chaotic Confederate victory. The Union adopted the Anaconda Plan, a strategy to blockade southern ports and seize control of the Mississippi River to split the Confederacy. In the Eastern Theater, Union generals struggled against the tactical brilliance of Confederate General Robert E. Lee. The Battle of Antietam in 1862 remains the single bloodiest day in American history, with over 22,000 casualties. Although tactically a draw, Antietam gave Lincoln the political capital to issue the Emancipation Proclamation. This executive order fundamentally shifted the war's purpose from preserving the Union to a crusade against human slavery. It also paved the way for African American men to join the Union Army, with over 180,000 eventually serving. The turning point came in July 1863 with 2 simultaneous Union victories that spelled doom for the South. At Gettysburg, General George Meade defeated Lee's invasion of the North in a massive 3-day battle resulting in 50,000 casualties. Simultaneously, General Ulysses S. Grant captured Vicksburg on the Mississippi, effectively cutting the Confederacy in half. Lincoln delivered the Gettysburg Address later that year, a 2-minute speech that redefined the meaning of the war and democracy. In 1864, Lincoln promoted Grant to command all Union armies, recognizing him as a general who would fight. Grant launched the Overland Campaign, a series of brutal battles of attrition that slowly ground down Lee's Army of Northern Virginia. Meanwhile, Union General William Tecumseh Sherman launched his famous March to the Sea, cutting a path of destruction through Georgia. Sherman's philosophy of total war aimed to break the psychological will of the Southern people to continue the fight. By April 1865, the Confederate capital of Richmond had fallen, and Lee's army was surrounded and starving. On April 9, 1865, Lee surrendered to Grant at Appomattox Courthouse, effectively ending the war. Tragically, just days later, Abraham Lincoln was assassinated by John Wilkes Booth at Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C. The war left the South in ruins and cost the lives of over 600,000 Americans. More than all other U.S. wars combined, the Reconstruction era that followed attempted to rebuild the nation and integrate millions of newly freed slaves into society. The 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments were passed, abolishing slavery and granting citizenship and voting rights. However, the rise of Jim Crow laws and groups like the KKK would delay true civil rights for another century. The Civil War firmly established that the United States was a single, indivisible nation, not a loose collection of sovereign states. Its legacy continues to shape American politics, race relations, and cultural identity to this very day.